everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a round brush floral design. I'm going to be using 3 Amagic round brushes. I will put those links down below. Using a 12, an 8, and a number 2. Then I'm using a fine liner by Westonia and a number 8 Deerfoot stippler. Love those for my centers. All the paints I'm using today are FolkArt paints, using yellow ochre, moon yellow, thicket, wicker white, and lime green, autumn leaves, and magenta. Alright, again, these are a mixture of multi-surface and enamels. I basically do the different brand, or not brands, but mediums due to whatever colors are available. That's how I base it on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stick my number 12 round brush into the autumn leaves, tip it a little bit into the magenta and a little bit into the white. This design I'm creating right now is just a simple, I'm pushing down on the bristles and kind of wiggling them a little bit, and then I'm pulling them up. And these are going to be my little buds, so you can pull them up or you know, make them big, little, medium size, or you can use a different size brush. But for this design, I'm using all the same brushes for the actual floral part. Alright, so I'm pushing down and I'm pulling up. Now, I don't want this to have no paint in the center of the petal itself, so I'm going back over it and kind of just pulling towards the center. And I'm just going to keep doing it just like that. If you don't like some of the paint not being present, then just go back over it again. It's not a big deal. You can just push your brush and then pull it towards the center. Alright, gonna come over here, do the same thing. And do the same thing. Just keep doing it. Going around. And you don't have to go around in any certain manner. You can go around clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever fits your painting style. I'm a lefty, so I might do it based on a direction that helps me or fits my painting, but you might have to do it differently to suit how you paint, or what hand you are, I should say. Alright, and you can have a space in between your petals, or you can have more than 5 petals. I typically paint a lot with 5 petals. If you have too much of a space, just go back over one of the petals and you'll be good to go. Okay, one last thing I'm going to do. It's a little bit different from my design on paper, but I'm going to put a little bud down this side. I did have a bud, but I put it a different direction. Alright, next thing I'm going to do, go into my greens and just push in to the greens, and then I like a little bit of white into it to make my stems and attach the buds. And this is just going to be very simple. Come down the sides. Alright, so we'll just keep going over these. You can come up into the painted area and then just do, I like to do these where it just looks like, you know, I'm just casually painting and putting some pieces of greenery up into the floral part. And it doesn't have to be any certain amount. It can be whatever, however many you want. Do the same thing here. And you make them go different directions. You can make them a little bit curvy. Now, if you're new to my channel, please know that my designs are meant to be easy. They're meant to be for beginner painters. Maybe an inspiration or so for somebody that already is painting and experienced at it. And then I'm going to come down here because I'm going to do it like I have 3 separate stems. Every day I have barking. There's people working next door, and then we have somebody coming to clean carpets, so I don't think it's them yet, but I do apologize. All right, next thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do, and I know a lot of times I do this, but I'm going to do some little pulls out away from the flowers. And I'll do just one up here. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to take my number 2, come into the yellows, and this is where I say you can make your leaves different colors. They don't have to be green. And this just can add a little bit of interest, so you can take one color and put it down and then come through with another color over the top, vary it some. So come through here with the yellow, and then go like that. So I like them to be a little bit on each side. Try to balance out the 2 different. So you have a little bit over here, a little bit there. And you can come all the way down a stem if you want. That's fine too. And just leave it like that. And if you wanted to, you could even add some white into this if you want, but I'm going to leave it just like that. I like it. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is take my other brush, and this is the number 8, and then I'm going to go into the greens. So I'm going to do that. I can tip it in there and tip it into some white. There's a little bit of the orange in there, but that's all right. And I'm going to come up around these guys and do some bigger leaves. If you think that's too much white, just go back over it. The thicker you do this, the more durable your design's going to be. So don't ever be worried that you're putting it on too thick. Unless it's to the point where you think it might bubble, because if you have your paint and you put it on too thick, your paint can bubble when you're baking it. So, but just like this, that's not going to be a problem. So I'm just coming up around these and doing some bigger leaves, I can come in here, even come back over the top, do some white in here, and I have another little stem going this way, so I'm going to just pull them towards the center, or towards the, I shouldn't say center, towards the stem. And just fill them in, just like that. And I'm going to come here, do the same thing, and I can overlap, which makes it look a little more natural when you overlap. And I can go like this, that, and I'm going to put just a few around. I'm not doing a whole lot of them, but I'm going to come back up here to the flowers and just do my leaves. If you're new to my channel and you don't know, I have a little bit of an obsession with leaves, so please understand. If you don't like the amount that I'm doing, feel free to leave them off of your design. That's all I can say, because I do like them. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is go back to my fine liner, put my bristles in. Going to come here and come back and put in my little stems into my leaves, and then I can do it also with the yellow ones. I'm just going to use the lighter green as much as possible, and just very loosely put the stems in. With the darker leaves, we can vary them, you know, with the darker the lighter paint, different greens with white. I mean, you could do the same with the rest of it too, but I just like to just kind of switch it up a little bit. Alright, we're going to go like that. Again, sorry for all the commotion. I know it can be crazy. My dogs tend to bark, seems like, no matter what anyways. And like I said, normally with my paintings, I just like to be a little loose with these and just kind of coming out in different directions. And just very, very light, whimsical. And when you're painting, you know, please think of it as a time to relax. Relax and just be calm. You know, your painting doesn't have to be perfect. Heavens knows mine are not. And they're my creations, and they're the way I design them. And yours should be the same way. Yours doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to be anything remotely close to mine, to be honest with you. Just use it as inspiration and go on. That's all you need to do. Use it as inspiration and do what you need to do. Alright, so we got that done. Next thing I'm going to do is put the top part, because this is kind of an angled brush, top part into the yellow ochre, back part into the moon yellow, and then I'm going to come in here on these and just stamp them in. Now if you need more paint on your brush, you can add more paint. Just go around in a circular motion, up to you. You can have your centers going in different directions, kind of indicating that these flowers are not, you know, they're kind of bundled, but they're not straight this way or straight the opposite direction. And keep in mind too, if you're painting wet on wet, you have a chance of pulling up the paint, which I'm seeing that the center is a lot wetter than the other two, which is fine, but I just have to work with it to get it to, I like those looks better, but we're almost finished, and I do appreciate you sticking with me on this. If you wanted to take some time to put dots or anything else, you can more than welcome to do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I like it just the way it is, and I hope you do too. Alright, if you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Prior to leaving, if you would take a moment to share this on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Just hit that share button underneath the video and it'll give you the options of where you can share it, and you're good to go. Alright, until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.